Hey, so this film was Red Badge of Courage to cover period 5 of American history. Red Badge of Courage is basically a nickname that some soldiers given to getting a wound in the Civil War because it showed that you were brave enough to go and get involved in the fighting instead of deserting. So it was kind of like a badge of honor to show that, yeah, I fought and defended my beliefs instead of running off. And so that's really the center of the story because the main character wants to fit in with his peers. He wants to look brave. He wants to prove his manliness, but he's terrified of being shot, which is reasonable concern in my opinion. Um, so it's a very different than the novel by Stephen Crane, which I've dabbled in. and honestly, I think if you're gonna try to get a feeling for this period, I think you should probably just read the novel because the movie did not do the novel justice at all. It was poor. It was from I think the 1950s, but it was poorly received even in that time period. Because when I was watching it, I was trying to give it like it's old, so maybe that's why it's so cheesy. But I read that it was poorly received even in the 1950s, despite that the director had otherwise accomplished pretty good things. This was just a flop of a movie, and it really doesn't. Uh, the, the the acting's bad, the script's bad. It's just not a great representation of the novel, which does give a really cool, unique at the time experience and perspective of inside a soldier's mind. Because before it was just conveying what happened in the battles, not really all the fears that they had, because it was kind of taboo at the time to admit that you were being afraid. And so deserters were really frowned upon and judged, even though most people probably considered it at least one point when they were going to war. Because it's a big deal, and I don't think the film really does that justice. So don't watch the movie, read the book.